Welcome to this week's LEC Power Rankings. We're going into week 4. I do this for all 4 major regions. I'd figure I'd just be able to roll this off my tongue now, but I cannot. I do this for all 4 major regions. Yesterday was the LCK, the day before was the LPL. I also do the LCS tomorrow. I also do daily videos where I go over the games if they took place in the 4 major regions. Right now we're in a lull because the LPL and LCK are off for New Year's. However, those videos return Friday when the LEC takes the Rift. So, let's get started. 10th place. I have Astralis. Astralis did not move. 10th place is where they belong. Losing to BDS and XL. I say this every week about Astralis. They don't give me a reason to think that they will get better. I think Zanzra is a solid jungler on a better team, maybe middle-of-the-road team. But on this team, he cannot do it all. Kabe isn't doing it. Promiscuous is not good. I think I said this last week. Advian should have already been added to Astralis once he became available. Astralis needs a lot of help, and Advian would definitely improve their bot lane, and maybe it gets them a win or two. But as of right now, I don't have much nice things to say about Astralis because the way they're playing is awful. 9th place. Despite their record, SK is not a team I really enjoy. Similar reasons. I think that their decisions on who to play and who not to play are poor. Treats is a good player, but they are lacking in many roles. I don't think that they're doing enough. So, 9th place, I mean, losing to Vitality is okay, but losing to BDS is not. I say this every week in all my rankings. I take into account, like, we've got top teams, we've got bottom dwellers, and we have middle of the road. And where that line falls, I go over at the end of the video on how I kind of view it. But SK losing to BDS is a team in this area. So if you can't beat the teams in your area of the rankings right now, you're not going to be good enough to be able to beat these guys or be up here. Like, no, you are where you are because 8th place is BDS, and I don't just do this because, oh, BDS beat them. I mean, I know I just said it the way I said it. Oh, well, if they beat them, they have to be above them. That's not necessarily the case all the time. It's more so the fact BDS beat both of these guys. So clearly, they are not 9th or 10th place in the LEC right now. They are beating these teams. They're a younger team. I think Syncroft is very good. I think Syncroft is the how do I put this? So last year it was like Elyoya was the guy. And I think that, like, obviously Inspired won MVP. But Elyoya was the young guy that everyone was like, Elyoya, you know, the year before even. Syncroft, I think by the end of this season in summer, will be that guy where people are going to be like, he is a top 3 jungler in the LEC. I think Syncroft can be that good. And BDS has to fill in around him to be better. But as of right now, that's where I have them, and we'll see how they fare going forward. Because obviously there is a gap here between teams. And like I said, the tiers will be, I'll kind of go over the tiers lightly at the end of this video. 7th place, not moving at all, XL. Geez, my marker is failing me. So XL is 7th. Beat Astralis. Similar situation, and like I said, you beat teams below you. You're obviously establishing you're better than them. And they lost to Vitality. Mad Lions. Mad Lions kind of gave us a bad taste in our mouth this week. In my opinion, I mean, they gave me a bad taste, but we'll get to that later. XL came out flat in that game. They clearly didn't have the right idea of how they want to go about the game with Mickey X. Game 2 was better. I hope that Mickey gets to choose more picks that are more his style to be able to improve the team. I think he can hard carry them as a support and help them out. They obviously lack in some areas. However, I think that Mickey X can get them to this middle road. It's just going to take some time. 6th place, and I had a tough time leaving them here, but I had to. I mean, despite them beating Mad Lions, which is great, losing to G2, also a thing. So, I mean, we got this here. We got these teams. We're trying to figure out who's who, you know. Going into last week, it was Fnatic by themselves, Rogue, Mad Lions, Vitality, G2 on their own things. So I had Mad Lions next to Rogue in a second tier, below what I believe to be Fnatic. And Fnatic obviously went 0-2, and we'll get to that. Misfits beating Mad Lions is a big deal, because what does it say about Mad Lions? Losing to G2, what does it say about Misfits? It just continues the whole, where do these teams, like, even out? Like, somebody's eventually going to have to take control of who that second team is below Rogue. Not to spoil who's first, but I think that was obvious, you know, given their record. But, like, somebody's got to take control. Right now, it's not Misfits, but that win against Mad Lions had me thinking, like, where should they go? If it wasn't for G2 and Vitality playing, you know, decent, I might have moved them up. But Mad Lions can only drop so far before I'm like, oh, well, I really shouldn't drop them down to 6th. 5th, though. So, Mad Lions are 5th. Beat XL. Should beat them. Like I said, it's a reverse. These teams should be beating these guys without question if they're better than them. Beat them. No surprise. Lost to Misfits. That's a problem. Mad Lions need to be better. I think that the mid lane is starting to become a problem. Reeker is not the answer. That's going to be something, that they have to work on over the split if they want to be better and be able to compete with these teams, compete with Caps and Humanoid and Larson and Perks. I mean, when it comes down to it, he's below all these guys in the mid lane, and he needs to step it up if they're going to do it, because Vethio beat him. I like Vethio a lot. I say it all the time. Vethio is one of my favorite players, probably my favorite mid laner in the LEC. And Harit's maybe, right now it's probably Harit, Syncroft, Vethio, Unforgiven, and Kaiser for me. I like the Advian a lot, which he's not has a team anymore. So, like, those are my underrated guys I really like. And I think that Reeker is definitely not doing it for Mad Lions right now. But, he's just starting. Over the split, he should improve, hopefully, if they want to be better. But right now, I do not think that they are I don't think they're going to even contend for a world spot as of right now. Obviously, it's really early to say that. It's only week 4. But right now, they do not look like they are a world's team, despite having so many good players. Speaking of good players, Vitality has 5 good players. 4. I'm not a big LeBron fan. They have 4. I think Kaiser made Carzzy, so that's why they're struggling at times. Beating SK, big deal. You beat SK, you should beat SK. Losing a Rogue is a problem, especially in the way in which they did. I feel like Vitality has a lot of players that want to carry the game, but no plan on how to do it. It's not like a TL situation where you look at TL and you say, Whippo can carry. Santorin's whatever. Santorin's the whatever in Liquid, like Lebrath is for Vitality. Bjerg can carry. Hans can carry. Core could carry if they could have all 5 in at once. Vitality has not figured out how to play the game like Liquid has. So that's the thing. Like, their potential is first. I mean, shoot, they have all the pieces to be able to finish first. But I think right now, this is where they are. They are in this 4th, 5th range because they are not able to execute on a consistent basis. 3rd place, speaking of executing on a consistent basis, consistently failed this week, losing to both Rogue and G2. So, Fnatic, on paper, I felt like we were the best team going into last week, and they had been, undefeated. But they did not do well. They got blown out by Rogue. Absolutely blown out. Wasn't even close. And then losing to G2 is not good for them. Given their status with their players and how that team is built, Fnatic, it's an unacceptable performance. They have 5 good players on it. Similar to Vitality, they should be able to do more. Losing to G2, this is a big deal for G2. And I'm disappointed by Fnatic. and I'm just going to get to what I want to get to, is how impressed I was with G2. I truly was impressed. Misfits and Fnatic beating Misfits, that was good. That was an establishing win, like I keep going over with Misfits and Mad. That was established that, okay, we are kind of figuring out where you are here, but them then beating Fnatic is a big deal. I mean, this team is up here. And I say to myself, you know, Flact and Targamas are looking good in the bot lane. They might have something. And, you know, we'll see if they hit any speed bumps along the way, but right now I am impressed. I really am. I think those two are doing a great job. Yankos is able to solidify the game. Caps is able to solidify the game, kind of like keeping it under control and popping in here or there when they need to, but most of the time, keeping it under control. Broken Blade is carrying every game. As long as the meta is the way it is, this is fitting BB, and BB is able to carry on top, and the bot lane is doing well in the late game when it has to. I'm really impressed with how G2 have played. Honestly, I'm surprised. I didn't expect them to be good. Honestly, I did not expect them to be better than these two much at all this split. I thought they'd be more at this level, given the inexperienced players. But their inexperienced players are performing where these guys are not, as of right now. In first place, it's hard to not have them first, obviously, undefeated. Rogue smoke showed Fnatic. I mean, I think it's 20-4. They crushed them. It was disgusting. And then they beat Vitality as well. Rogue right now are cruising. They're the best Western team, in my opinion. They're better than TL. And Malring is, shoot. I mean, he's playing the inspired role very well. And, I mean, shoot. I don't even know what to say. I keep saying shoot. But the truth is, this team is just so good. Comp is doing well for Hans. They were able to replace the two players they lost and didn't miss a beat. And it's kind of scary on how far they can go, given that this is early on in the split. What is it going to look like at the end of the split? How are they going to look in different metas? Right now, this meta is fitting Rogue well, fitting them like a glove. They're definitely above everyone else, not only in record, but I mean, obviously they beat, you know, they're beating everybody. Watch though, they'll end up losing. So right now, kind of the way I see it, we got this. We got two tiers of teams here. Rogue is above G2 and Fnatic, in my opinion. I still keep these two together as of right now. Maybe it's a bad week for Fnatic. I'm really happy with G2. Vitality, Mad, and Misfits are all together, and then it will be the bottom 7 for me. Bottom 4 for me. I mean, I've just went over it. We don't really know what these teams are. They're beating each other, but losing to each other. These guys beat each other, lose to each other, but we really don't know how far they're going to go down. These four are kind of the non-playoff teams. Like, it's pretty cut and dry that these four right now are the non-playoff teams. Do we hope? I mean, are we hoping XL can get up to here? Yeah, eventually, but I don't know. I don't think they will. Right now, I mean, they're gonna hopefully they figure it out with Mickey X, but I don't know. I think making the decision to cut Advian for Mickey X, obviously Mickey's a better player, but that wasn't their problem. They have bigger problems than that. And this team is coming. By the end of summer, this team's gonna come. But it's only week 4. Obviously, it's a lot of premature thoughts. But I mean, this is how I look. This is how I see it right now. Rogue first, G2 second, Fnatic, Vitality, Mad, Misfits, XL, BDS, SK, and Astralis as my 10 teams. Thank you for watching this video where I covered the LEC power rankings. Stay tuned tomorrow for my LCS ones. If you want to look at the LCK or LPL, they're also up on my channel. Once again, thank you for watching.